Alright guys, welcome to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about something that I recently discovered, and it's something called a Sigma male. Now before I start talking about all this stuff, something I do want to make very clear. Nowadays, not nowadays, in general, there are a ton of labels. There's the alpha male, beta male, a sigma male. Like there's theta male. There's so many different labels, and that's not just in terms of this concept. It's also in terms of if you like sports, then you're seen as a sports enthusiast or a hardcore sports fan. So one thing that I do want to make very clear is when you do talk about labels like this, obviously I would recommend not to look too extreme into these kinds of things. But at the same time too, if you do resonate with a lot of the concepts of this label, then yeah, you can learn a lot from it, because everyone is different, and sometimes, and as human beings actually, we tend to want to be a part of a community. So that is something that's very, very normal. It's just part of life. So when you hear these kinds of labels, don't automatically be like, okay, now I'm a sigma male, or I'm an alpha male, beta male, or I'm this. Don't use that. Always remember that you're a human being, and we do go through phases of life. So in terms of the topic that I'm talking about, I'm going to be talking about sigma males today, but sometimes it can be a fact that maybe we're more of this or more of this or more of this. Like sometimes it's not you're going to be at 100% this or this. So just remember that. That's kind of what I wanted to kind of emphasize. Don't let the label overtake you as an individual. Be your own individual. Be your own person, and use the label just to learn more about it, and maybe you can learn more about yourself through those labels. So anyways, so I recently discovered a channel, a bunch of channels actually recently, and I came across this concept called a sigma male. So what is a sigma male? So a sigma male, okay, I'll go through the three main ones. So there's obviously the alpha male. So the alpha male is the one who's basically, he's very, he or she, it doesn't have to be, it could be an alpha female as well. It doesn't have to be an alpha male. An alpha is someone who's seen as very dominant, someone who, when they walk into the room, you notice it. They're usually the ones that make the most money. They're usually the ones that are the more powerful people. So when you think of the presidents, you think of the leaders, you see them more as alphas. And yeah, so that's basically what the concept of alpha is. And remember, when I say these, it doesn't mean that if you're a president, you're an alpha, or these are just labels. So these are just things that people identify themselves as, or people have certain traits that are kind of along those lines. So the next one is the beta male or beta female. So a beta is kind of someone who goes with the pack. So basically the beta doesn't really have a lot of goals. The beta is someone that doesn't really strive to learn. The beta is usually someone who usually complains about a lot of things, who doesn't really take action for their life. So a beta is seen, someone, if you know people who are going through life, they complain a lot about life. It's not bad to complain, but when you don't do anything about it, and that's what kind of makes that concept of beta. And then we have the next one, which is something that I recently discovered. It's called a sigma male. So what is a sigma male? So a sigma male is, it's something it's very like specific, but it's kind of like an introvert alpha. So a sigma male is someone who kind of goes their own way, but they have their goals. They aspire to be something in life. They aspire to be better in life. They aspire to improve in life. So why did this hit me a lot? Because I'm an introvert. I spend most of my time by myself. I do have my circle of friends, but I do tend to be by myself, right? But I do know that I have a lot of goals. I'm very ambitious. I'm very motivated, and this and that. And that's why this concept of sigma male kind of intrigued me. It kind of touched me a little bit, because I realized, this is the traits that are talked about in the sigma male is very, very similar to how you kind of move through your life. Whereas when they say alpha, alpha is someone who's really like it's like the presence, right? Like you can tell that this person is an alpha, or this person is like this. And a sigma is not a beta, but a sigma is not also not someone who's like trying to be like that kind of alpha. And for me, in my life in general, I know a lot of people in life. I have a lot of people in my life, but it's most of them are acquaintances. And the fact that I know a lot of people in life, and the fact that I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm not the most popular one, but when people see me, they have a lot of respect for me. So it's like this thing where it's like where people, they know who I am, but it's like I don't have a lot of close people around me, or I kind of tend to be by myself, or I traveled by myself. All these things that I do, or I make decisions usually by myself. Maybe I'll consult a few people, but I usually make decisions by myself and I go through with them. So that's kind of the concept of a sigma male. But at the same time too, I kind of wanted to make this to kind of just explain that despite these labels, sigma, alpha, beta, don't look too deeply into these. Instead, look more into how you can, you know how they relate to you. So if there's beta, which is another label, think of how does beta relate to you. Like if the traits of a beta, does it relate to you? If the alphas, does any traits of the alphas relate to you? And if yes, what can you use, or what can you improve on? Same thing with beta. What can you use? What can you improve on? And if you're a sigma, then what can you improve, and what can you use a part of that. For me, I know that I'm an introvert, but I can go out and I can talk to people. I can be very social, but my natural tendency is to be by myself, to be on my own. So I found it really interesting, because it's something that I, obviously, some of you guys may know, I've been looking into. I've been just researching. I've been learning a lot about just myself. As you guys know, I've been working on myself lately. So this is something that kind of hit me, and it was very interesting to read about it. So that's why I kind of wanted to share with you guys. If you guys have heard this concept, or if you guys have like, maybe if you guys are trying to also learn more about yourself, what do you guys think of this concept of sigma male or alpha male, or whatever these things are? Do you find that these labels kind of go a little bit too far? Do you find that you just want to be you? Do you do what I do, which is you just learn about all these different things, you just learn the traits and see if you can use any of these traits for your own life? That's kind of what I do. Or this is stuff don't matter to you, like it just doesn't really matter to you? Yeah, let me know. I just wanted to make this quick video because I found it really interesting. I've actually been able to learn a lot more about myself as an individual, and just how to improve more. So let me know, guys, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Don't forget, stay authentic always, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.